is week 13 of my journey to a sub 48 second 400. We are in our last hard week of training before a deload week and another timing day to assess our progress so far. It's also our last week of heavy isometric training, and we get to go into power training in our next cycle, which is really exciting. In theory, our weight room training will have actually been making us slower so far due to how taxing it is, and it is intended to build a foundation that will pay off heavily in future months, but at the expense of worse performance now. And regardless of that, our whole team actually seems as though they've been getting faster. So Coach and I are looking forward to seeing what will happen when we really start training like explosive athletes. Our first day was an acceleration day like usual, where we did both resisted sprints and 2-point starts. We took a long time warming up because it was a cold, dark day, and we do not want to risk any injuries. Then we went right into the resisted sprints. We are still using 45 pounds of resistance on these because we think it holds us back just enough to help us hit proper positions without completely changing our acceleration form. My biggest weakness with these is coming upright too fast, which would reduce the amount of horizontal force I can produce, and also cycling my heels back behind me. I talk about that a bit more in my video about 5 mistakes that are making you slow, but in summary, it is a lot less efficient when you cycle your heels because there is more time between each foot contact and it changes your direction of force application. That is why keeping your feet low, or toe dragging as some people call it, is probably the best way to accelerate. I want to specify that I don't actually mean dragging your toes, but keeping them very close to the ground. I also consistently have an issue with my right arm going long or extending during my reps, which I still haven't figured out. It may be an issue with the internal rotation of my right leg, so I've been working on that as much as I can. Other than that though, these accelerations felt really good and I was happy with how the day went. The next day was our plyo day, which is starting to be one of my favorite days of the week. Plyometrics are super important for increasing both your rate of force production and your reactivity, or more specifically, your ability to absorb and then redirect force into the ground with your muscles, tendons, and connective tissue. Improving these abilities increases your power production at max speed and your efficiency, which is super important for a 400 meter guy like me. It's also why I think a lot of jumpers end up being 400 guys. They get all the so-called free energy from their highly trained tendons the whole way around the track, naturally increasing their ability to sustain high speeds. This day is feeling better and better for me each week, and I think my body has been adapting really well. I'm especially happy with how my bounding has been coming along. I don't have footage of it, unfortunately, but last year I literally could not bound or do the single leg repeat hops that we do at all. So I've been able to progress a really long way with these. After that, we had our first lift of the week. It was a pretty standard lift and nothing particularly exciting happened. Like I mentioned, we are still in our heavy isometric phase and I wasn't able to add any weight from last week. I have been stuck at 265 for our isometric squats for almost the whole phase for some reason. The next day it was raining, so I didn't get much footage, but we did some max velocity work. I think this is some of the best sprinting I've done yet, and Coach was really happy with the reps I put in. My right arm was still having some issues, but overall I think it looked pretty good. I could also get better with my knee recovery because it is a little bit slow, but that would probably only be fixed by being able to produce more vertical force into the ground, which would pretty much mean I just need to get better and more experienced at sprinting to fix that issue. Then we went into the second lift of the week, and I tried to show you guys a lot more of the specific exercises we do than I have been in previous weeks. I started with the isometric hold squats and was able to get up to 275 this time, which I was really happy about. It was really nice to end the lifting cycle on a PR, and it was definitely a tough one. Then I went into bench press, still really focused on keeping my arms even all throughout. And box jumps came next. The only intention with these is to contract our muscles as fast as possible in order to get the CNS firing fast after the really slow isometric squats. After that, I did some tibialis work, which I have found to be really great for reducing shin splints and knee pain because it helps you absorb the impact of your steps, and I followed that with some hip work. I still have to work on my hip flexors at least twice a week or I start getting a ton of pain and tightness in my left one, which is a recurring issue since my training over the summer. I have no idea how to heal it long term, so for now I will just keep hitting the hip flexors with this cable exercise. Finally, I did some rows to get in my pulling movement and ended the workout with spring ankle drills to improve ankle stiffness and strength. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.